Alright, folks, we're going live here just a minute or two early. So, I hope everybody out there is having a good night. There we go. Just checking a few settings on my end, folks. Alright. Let's see here. What time is it? It is kind of early in the evening. That's alright. That's good. Put that in our inventory here. Our goal right now is to go and acquire some resin so I can finish the expansion to our second windmill up there. But let's see here what we can find. Let's see. We're going to go hunt down a bunch of resin right now. Mostly because I need to make another large gear for my windmill. I just realized I am not carrying my lantern on me. So let me get a torch out just so I have some sort of light here, folks. Alright. So there should be some resin hopefully next to our boat over here, unless I grabbed it already. Any resin in our tree? Yep, we got some right there. Perfect. I'm just gonna throw that. Well, I'll just put it over here. There we go. Let's see here. Right, I was going to remove that. We were going to put it over there. There we go. Alright, and then get these two chests here. Making some adjustments to my boat while I can. There we go. Nice. Alright, so let's see here. I did have an extra iron axe and stuff in here. That's good. Let's see here. Got some stuff in there. I'll just leave there for now. Ooh, I do want to do with those iron arrowheads at some point. That's all stone. And that's bronze. Okay, good. Alright, cool. So that's all mostly cleared out, which is what I wanted to make sure of while I was over here. But now let's go back to gathering our resin.
Just make sure you
Let's see here. Where is this tree? One of these has resin on it. There it is. If people got questions about what's going on, feel free to ask in chat. I'm watching it, and I've also got a mod watching. That mod happens to be my lovely wife over there. Alright. At some point, I'm going to have to get one of those mods. In my next playthrough, I'm definitely going to get one of those mods that makes it so that the tree resin shows up on all sides of the tree. Just because it makes it so much easier to find. I'm going to head over this way, but I know there's a wolf that likes to hang out over here. Right now, we just got a goat. So on goat. Let's see here. You got any resin in you? Now, one of the things you can do is if you find one with resin in it, no matter what side you look at it from, it will say that it's got leaky resin on it. We call it a leaky pine log. They can also be really high up sometimes. Alright. Well, I know we got some resin on the front side of this mountain. Hey, Keith, how's it going, man? That's actually a good idea. I hadn't done that yet, and I could do that over here on this side, because there seems to be a decent density of resin trees over here. And this is a pine forest over here. In this area next to this little bauxite hillside. So that's something I can actually do over here. That's a very good idea. Oh, we got some extra berries, which I'll take. And then I'm actually gonna take the berry bushes this time, Keith. Look at that. Yeah, it can be a bit of a trek looking for resin. This is all just so I can get enough resin to make a large gear. So I'm trying to improve my windmill. Get these branches out of my way. This one have any on it? No, not seeing any on that one. What about this guy? There's 15 resin trees in one forest is pretty good. Like, I have a decent number around me, but I just hadn't marked them all or found them all yet. Like, obviously, I don't know if this one's got any on it. And of course, I'm doing this without my axe because, you know, I'm a smart person, clearly. Oh, yeah, no, the gears and torque can be really difficult. That's why what I'm doing is I'm just making, like, one really big windmill. I'll show you here when we get back to base. After I find a way through this pine tree. So basically, I'm just going to make one really big windmill with, like, 4 windmills on it. It all goes to one gear. But yeah, I haven't figured out exactly how the torque and all works myself yet, either. Get some more flax there I'll have to grab at some point. I think I have some resin back in here. Yeah, see, there's some. Yeah. Alright. That's got resin on it. What about this next one? I think it was this one that had resin on it. Is it this one? No, it was that one. Alright, there we go. We got some more resin, so we're up to 5. We've got like 2 back at the house. Don't know if that's enough. Not seeing any resin on this one. One of the other mods I usually play with when I'm playing modded also allows you to basically make your own resin spots on trees. Also, the experiment for the day. Ebony creates a 25 stack. Oh! That's good to know. So ebony is actually worth it then. If you can find it. Okay, that's just part of that tree. So that's actually really good to know then. So the type of wood does matter a lot more than just, you know, what the box looks like. Spotty moss, spotty moss. Just spotty moss. Okay, so nothing on that one. Little hole in the ground here. The other thing I don't like about vanilla, but I do like some of the mods that I've got, is in vanilla, if you plant pine trees, they'll never have resin spots on them. You're gonna make ebony crates by the hundreds. I don't blame you. Yeah, no, that's super efficient on those ebony crates from what you just described with your test. Okay. Alright, so there's none on that one. This is less pine forest over here. There's some pine trees. Oh, there's mushrooms. Not really what I'm looking for. Let's see here. Yeah. Well, I'll take the mushrooms with me. That's how I have so many trivia about games I apply the scientific method. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, that's kind of the trick to any game, really. Is you just try things and test and experiment. Where'd that mushroom go? No, I'm not the only one that just saw that mushroom disappear on me. There it is. Good lord. Alright. But yeah, no. That's something you gotta do, especially in games like this where you kind of just gotta figure things out. I mean, sure, there's the handbook, which is nice and it helps, but it's not gonna answer all the questions. Actually, let me go put these in here, these sticks in here as well. There we go. Alright. Go ahead and eat the rest of this piece of pie. There. I don't see any moss on that, on any resin on that one. More pine trees here. First ever Venture Story mod was Substrate mod. Oh yeah, no, that mod looks really good. I've been looking at that one. I hadn't actually tried the Substrate one. I've got the wild farming one that has its own version of Substrate. But it's super intensive to make the Substrate. In that one. Like, crazy expensive. Alright, where's this tree? He's walking in circles around this tree. Okay, I have a bunch of pine leaves here. Where's the pine tree? Alright, I'm just gonna give up on that one. That one could just be there. It's so comfy making substrate bags or beds. Oh yeah. And harvest your mushrooms. No, yeah, no, like, I love the idea. Like, trust me. I just hadn't made them. Because in my modded playthrough that I've got with the kiddo, we have the ability to make those substrate bags. From the wild harvest, or wild farming, what's it called? It's wild farming revival or something. Is that the same one you're talking about? It's bloody mouse. A lot of these do not have resin on them. Sadness. What about this one over here? That's not a pine tree. That's a pine tree. Any resin on this guy? Doesn't appear to be any resin on this one either. Yep, what about this guy? Come on. No, it's just a mod called Substrate. Okay, I'll have to look at that one then. Because it may have a better ratio on making the substrate bags than the Wild Farming Revival does. It's getting light enough. I don't need this in my offhand anymore. Yeah, I've seen the cultivating the spore samples where you get like the paper and all that. Actually, I think I have looked at this mod now that you talk about all this, because that's ringing a bell. Because don't you have to like make the paper used to cultivate the spores with like lime water or alcohol? Moss layers on that one. Alright, what about this one over here? Yeah, you just use borax because you have a bunch of borax. No, that's fair. And halite, yeah. See, I still gotta find halite at some point. I'm thinking about poking around, seeing if I can't find a place with better readings in it in this game. And I know this one's got some on it. I think it's this one. Is it? One of these. Oh yeah, there it is. I've already harvested it, though. Okay. Oh, got some more blueberry bushes. I've actually started gathering up the different berry bushes now. Oh, you found a second halite tower? Nice. So you're like rich in salt then. Alright, nothing on that one. So, have you not regenerated your world to the current update? Alright, let's see here. As I continue to search for resin on these trees. Oh, there's some over there. And some right there. Nice. Here we go. Add that one to my list. This is one of the things I miss about not having my auto marking turned on. Normally I have an auto marking mod. Just gonna throw all that in there. It is updated, but I was under the impression that halite spawns in sand deserts or dry mountain biomes. Both the towers I found are neither. Oh, interesting. Okay. They may have changed that then. I know they did some changes to it, I think. Or at least that's what I've seen the chatter online is saying. Like, I haven't tested it enough myself to actually know. Just hope I don't run into a bear as I wander through here. Okay. Should be. I mean, I would trade you if I could between worlds for some of your salt. Like, oh, goodness. Alright, there's the resin there I was looking for. Go ahead and grab these mushrooms here. Have you hiring mercenaries? Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. You have a cellar made just for salting red meat? I can believe it. Now that my pig farm's starting to get up and running and being fairly productive, I could see myself needing to salt a lot of red meat at the rate that they're producing. You know, considering each time they breed, they can have like a litter of like up to 3 or 4 piglets or whatever. I should probably actually check and see how much of this resin I need. I needed 8. Oh, good. The pear tree over here is ready. Yeah, pig farms produce so much meat. It's just... You're just useless fat. Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's what I've started doing, is feeding my pigs flax, just to keep them well fed and producing. I should have Generation 2 coming out soon. Alright. Come here. Where's the rest of the pears? There they are. Good, I can reach them. Good. This is my first time actually getting, like, real fruit off trees. Let's see here. Can I get to that one out there without, like, having to ladder up? Nope. I don't have any stuff on me here. You get a good way up there. There we go. There we go. Swing around from the top on this one. Alright, I want to talk about the actual journey to find ebony. 20,000 blocks south. Whew! That is a long ways, man. I can believe it, though. Get them all? Nope, there's some there. I'm gonna have to take cuttings off this tree at some point. Alright. There we go. Cool. Made it. What is that over there? I think that's just firewood. Oh wow, got some more mushrooms over here. This searching for resin has turned into foraging to help refill the cellar. That's one of my problems in this game, is I get distracted too easily. With, oh look, you know, food. Forage. There we go. Yeah. I know you can travel crazy distances to find, like, ebony and certain stuff, like, just because of the different spawn locations for different trees and things of that nature. Like, if you want, like, breadfruit trees, you have to go far south, too. They're in the same area as the ebony trees, if I remember correctly. Oh, has anyone actually seen a breadfruit in real life? I haven't. Ebony, purple heart, yep. Breadfruit and pineapple, they're all at the equator, yep. Yeah, I've seen some people do, like, tropical bases and stuff, but I've never actually been to the tropics in the game, weirdly. Let's see here. Oh, there's a copper thing here. I'll mark it just because. It's only 20,000 blocks. Yeah, I mean, it's just a short 20,000 blocks, you know. Just a hop, skip, and a jump. What's that? It's just a rabbit. Oh, I think that's one of the new rabbit. I hear you. That is a... Yeah. Oh, you're coming out. This one's aggressive today. The shiver. Bad shiver. Good lord. That shiver was out to get me. You all saw it. He started it. It was all self-defense. Alright. Lots of mushrooms today. But the pine trees are holding out on me on this resin. Yeah. So that shiver came from in here. Well, this is a neat looking little cave. A nice deep hole. I wonder what that blue glow is down there. That'll be something to explore later. I can just mark that on my map here. Nice little cave entrance. There we go. Oh yeah, no. We'll eventually make a trip down to the equator. So don't worry. Don't worry, Keith. We'll do it at some point. Oh yeah, rope ladders are fantastic. I actually keep like 10 on my boat at all times. Like, you know, I have to remember to like make them and use them. What is that? Funeral bell. I hear the wolf. I don't really want to fight the wolf. Can you come at me, wolf? I just wanted those mushrooms. I hear another... Oh, there's more bees in this tree. Isn't that nice? Debating if I want to fight that bear that you saw. Go. Where'd the bear go? There it is. But no, rope ladders are super good. I love rope ladders. Still not seeing any resin here, man. This forest does not want to give me resin. Let's go over here. There might be somewhere in these trees. Oh yeah, that's how I had to start too. The first time I found bees, I had to use that mod that gives the visual cue. But after using it a couple times, I've gotten to where I've been able to pick up the sound. I am surrounded by bears. That's 2 bears. I've got one on either side of me. But that one didn't become aggressive in my face. But after doing that a few times, I've gotten to where now I can hear them. I can pick up that sound. But it took some practice of getting used to what they sounded like. So I totally get it. Alright. Well, I'm going to take what resin I've got and head back and see if that's enough to make the gear I need. I'm also going to take these blueberry bushes with me, because, you know, why not? Oh, I didn't realize how hungry my character was. There we go. Any more trees want to throw out some last-minute resin for me? Yep, here's some. But I can understand, like, finding bees can be a real hassle in this game. As I said, I used that visual mod the first several times. Yeah, there's alcohol distillation. Yeah, you do need solder to make the stills. Which I think you need copper and lead, I believe, to make the solder, right? Yeah, silver and lead, sorry. Silver and lead. While that sounds bad, that's actually what typical solder is made out of. Or used to be. These days they make a lead-free version of solder. As someone whose mom used to work in stained glass, so she had solder around all the time. But yes, no, you're not wrong. And that's actually part of the reason that, you know, there was lots of issues with, like, lead poisoning and, like, old architecture and stuff. It's because the solder and things they used to make the pipes had lead in it. So, you know, that whole lead solder thing it was a real problem. I'm going the wrong way. I wanted to go this way. Alright. But, you know, we're some sort of weird, removed from time seraphim creature thing. And yes, your brandy would be poisonous. That was actually... So, interestingly enough, that was a big problem in Prohibition and stuff. They would use like the old like lead-lined bathtubs and stuff to brew like cheap booze, and it was making people sick and stuff. It was a little side note. Now, here's the thing. Unless you're drinking, like, lots of it or, you know, whatever, you probably wouldn't notice the effect for a long time. So, using vintage story logic, we probably are poisoning ourselves. It's just, you know, it's such a slow process that it's not going to kill us anytime soon, and we'll be killed by other things before our character dies to lead poisoning. Because lead poisoning is not, like, unless you're, like, heavily doing it, like, really a lot, it's not something that's gonna... It takes time to build up in your system. Yeah, the interesting discussions that games like Vintage Story, like, lead you into. I was hoping there would be some resin on these trees. Let's see here. Man. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do what you said, Keith, and just come through here and cut down every tree that doesn't have resin on it. Or mushrooms, in this case, because I am playing vanilla, so I can't, like, farm mushrooms. So I'm just gonna mine for silver and make silver solder for my brewery. Yeah, I mean, you can. Technically, silver is antimicrobial too, so, you know, silver would technically make less poisonous booze. Though theoretically, if it was too strong of an antimicrobial, it would cause problems with... I just realized those are jack-o'-lantern. I thought those were lobster mushrooms there for a second. Yeah, you know what? I'll just take them with me. I can turn them into rot. But man, I forgot how many mushrooms you can find during the spring and summer and all that. No, I was just misidentifying them by visual without reading them. At first I was like, oh, look, some lobster mushrooms. Oh, goodness. Oh, hello. Ow. Dang it. I couldn't get him into the water fast enough. Oh, by the way, during one of my previous episodes, I took some time and built a display case for some of my stuff. At least I'm not too far from base. And look, my fruit trees are growing nicely. Yeah, no, exactly, F, yeah. That wolf got the jump on me, and I'm not wearing any armor right now, so... It's... So 3 hits and dead. And I couldn't pull off my trick of lead them into deeper water where you can fight them. Alright. Oh, there's some more bushes that are ready. I'll grab those on the way back after I grab my stuff. Well, welcome to Chat Null. I think you're a first-time chatter. Alright, let's see if I can find my stuff here and not get eaten by the wolf a second time. Alright. That's one problem with these forests. Visibility can be a real problem. Alright, let's go around this way then. Okay, is the wolf still sitting on my corpse? No. Okay, thank goodness. And of course, it disorganized my stuff. There we go. Just throw those in there for now. The resin over there. There we go. Alright. Got all my stuff back. Wolf seems to have moved on. Now, these common morals are good, though. These are not poisonous. Gonna take these jack-o'-lanterns anyways. I've already got a stack of them. Might as well take them for rot purposes. Alright, let's keep our eyes out for more resin as we head back. Not that these maple trees are going to have any. Nope, those are poisonous too. How long have I been playing in this world? This world's been active for about 120 hours, just shy. Matter of fact, tonight I'll probably hit like 120, depending on how long I stay up. To answer your question there, Noel. But this is just a vanilla world that I'm playing on, because I've never completed the storyline in vanilla. And I decided I want to try and do it. Alright. Do any of these have resin on them? Probably not, because I haven't marked them. Yeah, I'm not seeing any on that one. About this guy. Right now I'm actually trying to build a large windmill to power a Helve Hammer. And potentially a pulverizer as well. Because I want to get into making refractory bricks. Yeah, that's the goal of this world. So far I've done the archives, and I've gotten the location for the lazarette, but I haven't gone to the lazarette yet. There's actually a couple of boss battles. So, RC, I saw your chat there. I've played modded, yes. Matter of fact, I have a modded world that I play with my kid. And I stream sometimes. RC, or Null there. And RC, yeah, there's a storyline. There's currently, I think, 2 bosses in the game. But they've also not finished the story. The story is not actually finished yet. I think they plan for it to have, like, 8 chapters, is that what I remember correctly? Correct me if I'm wrong there, Keith. I know you tend to know more about some of the lore and stuff than I do. And it's implied that the second boss you'll fight a second time at some point in the future, potentially. Alright. And here we are back at base. That's the chainmail armor I have, and the lamellar that I'm slowly going to replace with chainmail. Alright, let's see here. It's all that. There we go. That's my mushroom storage. Nope, those aren't going in there. These are, though. Go. Get some more almond mushrooms in there. Some common morals. Some field mushrooms. A chicken of the wood. I love these chicken of the wood mushrooms. There's that. Good. Nice stack of blueberries. We'll take those blueberries. The loose aim is 8 chapters, capped with tough encounters each. Yeah, you're probably going to need to properly fight the second boss in the next lore update or one after that. Yeah, that's what I thought, Keith. So thanks for kind of confirming that with me. Because after the lazarette, we go and I think we meet with, like, the guy who's kind of been setting everything up, slash kind of behind the scenes guy, whatever you want to call him. I'm not going to spoil it too much for people because, I mean, now if you want to know the story, you can watch my series and you will get to see the story in time as we get through it. Which I'll be more than happy for people to watch that. There we go. So I'm going to avoid too many spoilers here in the discussion for folks. But, yeah. I can't wait to see the full story once they have it all in the game. Personally. Because I've enjoyed the story so far. Let's see here. There's my blueberry juice. There we go. I've been getting so many blueberries, I've started juicing them. Yeah. Alright, let's go plant my bushes. Yeah, you're going to discuss it further, because, yeah, exactly. That's the whole reason, and it's like, you know, obviously, if we do story stuff, people are welcome to see and experience it. These are blackcurrant, so my blackcurrant bushes are over here. There we go. I started lining my paths with bushes. Let's see here. These are all blueberry. Yep. There we go. My farm grows. Alright, now let's see if I have enough resin to make the thing I need. So I already had 5, so I got 15. Let me see here. Where are my boards? Boards? There they are. I'm going to need logs. You get an extra half berries per bush if you prune them. Oh, I did not realize that, Keith. Thank you for letting me know. I was not aware that pruning actually had a purpose like that. Do I have an extra basket in here? I do have an extra basket in here. There we go. Alright, and this will be the rock basket. This is going to be our outside trash can. There we go. Cool. Okay, now I'm going to need chisel, and I'm going to need the hammer. I think I need the saw, too, for this. Let's see here. So, go into here. I need to make 4 of these. So, 1, 2, 4. There we go. And I need 8 resin. There we go. Hammer. Chisel. And saw. And then sticks. I'm going to need more sticks than that. There we go. Did I not put enough boards in here? There you go. Yep. Alright, so let's go just put another stack in there. 3. I did not put enough boards in here, apparently. Oh, it's 2 in this one. Okay, that's why. Alright, I was I was not reading the thing correctly. Oh, goodness. Alright, and then we take these to make this. And that's going to be... Alright, do I have the extra... Yes, I do. Perfect. Actually, I'll just take all of them. Alright, so now if I take that, put one in there. Do this, so, nope. 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Let's do half there. There we go. One large thing. Alright. Now I have to start pruning my berries now, Keith. Thanks for your advice there. Okay. So now, if we go up to our top floor here. Hopefully we can get enough power to actually run our Helve Hammer. Okay, come on. Let me up. There we go. Alright, so if I do that... I need my gears. I forgot my gears. Come on. I'm gonna have to do something about this ladder. Goodness. Okay. At some point I will improve that windmill to make it look nicer. But that is not the priority. Right now the priority is just getting the Helve Hammer working. There we go. I needed these guys. Alright. Mostly because I would like to process all of the iron I've got saved up in blooms without having to do it by hand. I've done enough iron by... there we go. Alright, cool. That one's done. So now... we take this, and we do... that. I should be able to then get the rotor. And actually, I might need to build this out a little bit. Yeah, that was hindsight's 2020, as they say. There we go. And grab that so I can come out to here. There we go. Come on. Come on. You're gonna make me. Alright. Gonna knock that one down. Okay. Yeah, that's exactly right, Keith. So basically, you can actually attach up to 4 full-size windmills to this if you do it right. I didn't realize how hungry my character was again. Let me feed my character again real quick. But yeah, so you'll be able to... So basically, I'll be able to expand that to 4 full-size windmills. Yeah, we'll do the red currant pie. There we go. Beautiful. Now, should be able to put these away. And down here, might as well put the hammer and stuff away. And then, let me go find my packed earth. Where is it? Then you distribute the torque at the bottom to 4 different Helve Hammers? No. No, so 1 windmill doesn't appear, or at least not where I've got mine set up, does not appear to be enough to run 1 Helve Hammer. So I'm actually using it all to power 1 Helve Hammer. Right now is the plan. But what I'm going to do, and I'll show you, because I've already done this with my Helve Hammer down here. If you notice, I've got a transmission. So if I can right-click this, it diverts the power to my Helve Hammer, but we're not getting enough power to actually run it at any decent rate. But I can turn it off, and it no longer diverts power to it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm eventually going to redesign the bottom here a bit. And I'm going to set up a pulverizer as well, which will have its own transmission. So basically I can either turn on the Helve Hammer or I can turn on the pulverizer. Because I won't, with this setup, I probably won't generate enough power to run both at the same time. But we're going to try it out. Basically, I just want to get enough power that I can run the Helve Hammer kind of full tilt without a problem here. So let's do this here. There we go. That should let me see the front. Put on the rudder. There we go. And just knock that out of the way. So it's there. I don't need it anymore. But I do need these now. So in theory, I should be able to go 1, 2, 3. And there we go. Yeah, gear ratios and all that's beyond. Same. I'm the same way. Like, gear ratios and all that, like, I understand the concept, but I don't know how to translate that into vintage story logic, and because I know there's some way to basically gear up torque and gear down torque, as well as but gearing up speed and stuff. Like, there's a whole way you can do that with the different gears and stuff, but I'm not versed enough in it to do it myself. There we go. Alright. Let's go see if that'll run the Helve Hammer now. Because that's all the windmills I can generate right this second. Alright. And yeah, it is interesting. Okay. So it's running. I could make this work. It's a little slow. Alright. But if I added like 1 more windmill, I think, up there, I think I could probably make this work. And with my current design, I would have to move like my ladder, I think, to be able to continue getting up there and adding another windmill. But it works for the time being. Okay. I thought about that too, and I could gear it down to a small gear if I just wanted the Helve Hammer, which I could go do that. I've got enough materials. I could make a small gear here. And we could try that, especially since I don't need the pulverizer right this second. Except I need to go get my tools if I'm going to do that. Yeah, I could do that. Let's try that. We'll try that, Keith. Alright. Because I could also always just switch it out. Yeah, that's why. But there's nothing that says I have to do that right this second. Long term, that's the goal. Is to have both and just be able to switch on the one I want on at any given point. And if I can get enough power, maybe set it up to where I've got, like, you know, both on at all times. But right now, it's not going to be able to run both. It's going to be able to run, like, one or the other. So I think I just need one of those, right? Yep. So I need that. I need the chisel. I need the saw. The hammer. 2 sticks. Oh, I don't have my fat. There we go. Alright. Try again. 1, 2. Chisel. Saw. Hammer. Resin. Fat. There we go. Alright. Reorganize it back the way I had it. Go. Actually, while I'm down here, I should go ahead and make my forge, because I'm going to add a forge up there as well. Do I have... I do. Perfect. There we go. And forge. Alright. There we go. And we're going to put the forge, like, right here, just so it's not right directly in front of it. Okay, so... let's knock that off, because I don't need that right there. Let's knock this out real quick. And let's go... axle. Gear. There we go. And now, if we do this... let me get a torch out, just so I can see. Down here. There we go. Actually, I feel like I've lost speed doing this. I probably gained torque, though. Yeah, no, that's right. If I did this in the reverse order, I would gain speed but lose torque. Because basically, for each revolution of the small gear, you get a full revolution of the big gear, which increases your speed, but you lose a little bit of torque. Where this is getting me lots of torque, but not much speed. Okay. But you know what? It was an experiment. That's all that matters. Let me knock this back out. Alright. Come on. Nope, that's not where you're supposed to go. Oh my god. My elk is just over there screaming at me. Can you hear it? There. Okay. And there we go. Alright. Okay. Let me get my torch down here. Because we're going to go grab some stuff. And we're going to test out our new Helve Hammer. What do you say, folks? You want to test out the Helve Hammer? Yeah. You're kind of where I'm at, Keith. Like, my mind can sort of understand it. I'm not an engineer by any stretch of the imagination. I'm an accountant. So, like, well, I did very well in mathematics and do understand the basic concepts of engineering, and I could probably figure it out. I'm with you. I'm just gonna build big windmill, make hammer work. That's my plan. Alright, there we go. Put all that in there. Actually, I'm gonna slide this all over a little bit. I'm just gonna put my stuff in here. There we go. Cool. Alright, there's the gear. I was gonna put that in there too. Alright, and we're gonna add this to the linen pile. And then horsetail pile. And I'm just gonna throw the dirt in there for now. Alright, I was gonna put my axle in here. Perfect. Alright. Oh yeah, that's how you feel about Minecraft. I never got into redstone in Minecraft. Like, have I mined redstone? Absolutely. Have I ever made anything? No. Alright. Let's grab the tongs. And we're also going to grab a hammer. And then we're going to grab all these. Actually, I want this one first. There we go. Okay. And actually, while I'm sitting here thinking about it, where are my pigs at? Pigs. I got a present for you, pigs. So, if I wanted to, I could... Oh, yeah. There's you pigs. See, look at my happy pigs. My Generation 1 pigs. Good pigs. I brought you some berry mush, pigs. Eat the berry mush. What about you? You're pregnant. Okay, that one's pregnant. You just need to finish eating up and getting pregnant there. This is my basic boar. He's just a boar. But yeah, no, I never got into redstone with Minecraft because it was beyond me. Like, I know some people that know how to do it. I'm not one of them. Where did I leave my... I just realized I left my... There's my lantern. Good lord. I'm gonna have to make some more lamps or something for the house. There we go. Close that, just so nobody wanders in there but me. And throw my lantern up here. Keep the neighbors out. And then we're gonna throw a little coal in here. We're gonna throw... So, this iron bloom I have in my hand that's partially worked, I ran into... There's a slight bug that can occur in the game where basically one or two of the voxels spawns outside of, like, the view plane for the work item, and a Helve Hammer can fix it, so we're going to test that. But yes, no, Keith, that's actually part of the reason I made the Helve Hammer, was because I'm tired of making plates by hand. And I need to make plates to make chain. And I want to finish my iron chainmail before I go on to the next part of the story. So, that's exactly why I did this. Because I want more plates, and I'm done with doing them by hand. So we're gonna test out our Helve Hammer. I'm gonna actually let's go ahead and load this sucker up with coal. It's interesting that my slightly taller, it's only like 10 blocks taller windmill is getting power, but my lower windmill is not. I wonder why. What's going on here? I'm just gonna have to raise that one or something. Or was that a visual bug? Oh, that's a visual bug. Because I can hear it grinding. The other reason you want Helve Hammers is because they make processing your iron blooms a lot faster. In a second, we will have an iron ingot. See? There it goes. It's spawning in the voxels that we're missing there. This is a thing of glory. Automated blacksmithing, as much as you get in this game. This also makes me wish I had a real-life power hammer from a blacksmith shop. This is amazing. I've never had one of these in the game. There we go. Nice. Alright, I'm going to turn that off so we don't have to sit here and listen to it clang at us between things. Oh, man. That's an accomplishment right there. But I do like this. This is nice. Yeah, it worked great. Alright. So I'm going to grab this one out here. There we go. Now, this is going to make life so much better with this Iron Age. Processing this iron now. I'll have to move the bloom reese up here at some point. You want me to make another 3? Oh my god, Keith. Keith, man. Alright, maybe in the future. Maybe I'll just stack all the power I can into this one shaft here. And we'll just run them all in tandem. What do you think? We could do that. Because theoretically, you could actually do multiple gears up there and actually just daisy chain windmills together. Is a thing you can do. But I think that's going to be a future goal, maybe. Maybe in a different world. Make another windmill. Oh, man. Yep. I mean, I'm actually thinking about using the millwright mod in my next playthrough, so that I can build like vertical or a different style of windmill, the ones that are more vertical instead of those, or add more sails and stuff. There we go. This is like the fastest, or the easiest iron processing I've ever done. Is that clanging too loud for you guys on the video, by the way? No, you can't, unfortunately, automate the transfer between the heating and the anvil. You have to do that yourself. Just like the Helve Hammer can only make ingots or plates. That's all it can do. It can't make anything else. Now, there are some mods that change that, where you can get it to make other things. But yeah, there's no mods for making it automated. Yeah, I don't blame you, Keith, on that brain power thing. I don't have the brain power to sit there and figure out gear ratios. I'm one of those people that, in games like this, where I have to figure out, like, okay, how much gear ratios or whatever do I need for something? My answer is just, well, if I just put too much power into it, it'll be fine. Just more power will work better. You know, just... if I just make more power. Like, absolutely see, like, how I do, like, Space Engineers or Imperium Galactic Survival whenever I play those games. Is this enough power? I don't know. Let me just get some more power. Alright, very good. This one on there? Man, this is nice. This is the easiest iron processing I've ever done. Speed and power. Exactly, RC. Exactly. To quote Jeremy Clarkson from Top Gear, more power! Kind of surprised my wife hasn't commented on that. She loves Top Gear. Old Top Gear. Yep. Exactly. Man. Alright, so we've got this working. So I'm just going to finish processing until I kind of run out of the stack of coal. I'm not going to make you all sit here and watch me process a whole bunch of iron for the entire stream. But now that this is done, I think we'll probably go do some mining. Because I want some more copper to make some more lanterns. And I put this as a vote to my community, but no one commented or voted. I've been building a small, like, road kind of next to my house. And I've been asking people if they want to see me, like, continue up around the lake here and go up to where I normally park my boat. Or if I should just continue the road straight across the lake and through the mountains. And I've decided, yeah, some bismuth or copper ingots. Yes, the bismuth, I've heard the bismuth lanterns are beautiful. But I also think another goal for this episode is I'm just going to take this road that I've been working on, I'm just going to go straight across the lake and through the mountains and build a dock over here. What do y'all think? Oh, did I forget to put... I forgot to put a bloom down. There we go. I'm just going to throw those last two pieces in there. Yeah, no. Okay, so RC, you vote yes on carving through the mountain to make my under-mountain road. Alright. There we go. Someone has voted for the road project, finally. After like 3 episodes of asking people. Mostly because I watched someone else build an Undermountain road like that, and I thought it was really cool. I kind of want to do that. I don't want to get enough, like, lanterns to kind of line it, so I don't get a whole bunch of drifters in there. But please make sure you have... Yes. Yeah, exactly. That's part of the reason I'm going to go do a bunch of mining, is so that I have plates and stuff for lanterns. Exactly. It's convenient, and with it being a straight road, I can actually ride my elk on it. Elks don't like 90-degree turns. Is what I've kind of learned. You know. But man, this is the fastest I've ever processed iron ingots, I think. Or at least effort on my part. Alright, there we go. Have an iron bloom. There we go. I think we can get, what, about 3 more? Nah, probably 2 more after this one. Before the fuel will run out in my forge. And your modded server used iron lanterns and they're building them like... You're that... Oh, God. Oof. I can't spare iron for lanterns. Iron's for tools. Iron not for lanterns. Copper's for lanterns. Once you're out of the Bronze Age, copper equals lanterns. Good lord. Like, if I was that iron rich, yeah, okay, maybe. But I'm not. Not right now. And you're looking at, like, a third of my iron here. Oh, catch you later, Noel. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I'll be around. I actually stream most weekends. No. Now, I'll have a couple weekends coming up around Thanksgiving where I won't be streaming, for those who are familiar with the United States and United States Thanksgiving, but this weekend and next weekend I'll be around streaming. I think my wind's dying. Yep. I'm also going to see about posting my actual, like, streaming schedule, because I kind of have a set schedule. Normally on Saturdays and Sundays, I try to start streaming around 2 p.m. EST or 2 p.m. GMT -5 for those who are not in the States. Friday nights, I usually start around 8 p.m. just because I want to get the kid to bed. So. And on the weekends, the kid sometimes joins me. And we do our modded playthrough. And occasionally we even throw in, like, a family stream where my wife will jump in and we'll all play, like, something like Stardew Valley or something together. Something a little more family-oriented. Easier to do multiplayer with. Mostly because my wife can't really do first-person games like this. It makes her motion sick. No, I'm super excited about water wheels. But yeah, no. And I could fix some of that if I actually went, say, about 20 blocks higher on my windmill here, because apparently, like, around the 170 height mark is where you get, like, the best return on wind power. But no, I'm super excited about water wheels and, you know, rivers and potentially fishing. I think we can all agree that having fishing in the game would be super cool. Yeah, that's definitely a visual bug, because I can definitely hear the grinder, or the quern grinding over here. Is 150? Okay, so that's been verified. Well, that one's only at 130, so I could still go up like 20 more blocks and get there. So if I moved my entire setup up 20 blocks, I would get a bit more power from it. And then I could probably run this more easily. Maybe even run the pulverizer at the same time. Especially if I had that third set of sails to it. You gonna warm up on me there, Mr. Bloom? Gonna see if this bloom's gonna get enough heat. I don't know. We'll see. May not be warm enough. Come on. Hurry up, Helve Hammer. So one of the things you can do as well, that I've seen, is you can apparently put multiple Helve Hammers working on one anvil, by the way, to increase your speed of processing. Okay, we just barely got it warm enough for it to process. We'll get all of our... We'll get 9 ingots processed. That's not bad, though. Alright. So, I think next up we do some mining. Now that we've got the Helve Hammer working. And I should also probably move my sheep into my farm area. Yeah, that's what you do. One windmill having 4 rotors each, powering one Helve Hammer, 4 hammers pointing to one anvil. Yeah. I've seen people do it. I've never tried it, obviously, since this is my first Helve Hammer ever in the game. But it might be worth doing. Like, I could easily wrap this setup around with a second Helve Hammer, especially if I increase the power output. There we go. Alright. Turn that off. Helve Hammer, you did good. Good Helve Hammer. Alright. Alright. I'm gonna forget my lantern one of these days. The other reason I want to make a whole bunch of iron plates is I'm planning... So, this is my my charcoal pit here. I'm planning on replacing this with this iron door. I'm gonna cut this back probably another 4 or 5 blocks, I think. And then I'm going to replace my rammed earth there with a iron trapdoor. And make it so there's doors for my charcoal pit. That's the goal. It's one of the goals. So, we're going to have to mine some more iron. And other stuff here. Let's put my tongs away. Put my hammer away. Put the iron up. Nice. Through the tongs. Good lord. Yeah. Iron first, then tongs. There we go. Alright. Attempt number 2. Okay, so let's get my pick. Put that there. Let's get the pro pick. I should probably make a second pick, actually. Yeah, I'm thinking second pick might be in order. Let's also go into here. Where is it? Oh, right. I put it in this room. Okay, so we're going to move that up here. Put all the gear up here in the top. And there we go. Grab the mining bag. Yeah, it does work. I haven't tried it myself, so this will be my first time using it with actual, like, iron doors and stuff, but it does work from what everyone says online. Now, you have to be careful, like, for example, the door can't be on this side of the block, the door has to be on this side of the block, so that it is flush with this wall. And this one, it has to be flush with the top, basically, not the bottom, because you still need this gap to put your fire pit. But we're going to try it. We may even do that here in just a second. But before I go, I'm gonna make one extra pick. There we go. One charcoal should be enough. And then I'm gonna grab some food and we're gonna go hit the mines. Because I think we're gonna finish up my my iron mine, or try to. Let's see here. Do I have any more supports? Where's my support beams? Support beams? There. No, I had some. There we go. Let me grab some more wood to make support beams. Let's see here. Where's my axe? 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 Where'd I put you? There you are. Nope, let's use the broken one first. Go. Well, the soon-to-be broken one, I should say. And hammer. Ooh, there we go. Do you want to try if you can make better charcoal pits, like different linings, clay, lined brick, cobblestone, smothered stone? Yeah, no, I think they should make like a charcoal kiln. Like they have the beehive kilns and stuff, so they should let us make like a proper like charcoal kiln, in my opinion, because that's a real thing that, you know, they should definitely let us make, if you ask me. Because, you know, you can actually take like an old metal barrel in real life here and make a charcoal pit, or a charcoal kiln. So I think they should, I agree that they should totally let us make better charcoal pits using things like refractory bricks and stuff. Yeah, and I think per stack of like 32 firewood, you're supposed to get somewhere between like, what is it? Oh crap! I just messed that up. Really? Gonna make me do it this way? Game. All right. You get something what between like 3 and 7 charcoal per 32 pieces of firewood. Is that if I remember correctly? Is it? Yeah, exactly. You know, it's crazy how much charcoal you can lose. There we go. That'll get me an extra mining pick there. Cool. Now, we'll grab some food to go. Let's see here. We'll grab this red meat pie, and we'll grab this cranberry pie. There we go. Alright. Let's see here how I'm doing on my foods. And seeing as how different block linings a cellar makes a huge difference. Yeah, I think it's the same logic. It might be a good thing to submit if they have a place to submit, say, ideas for future features. Like, I think would be a great one to add. Alright. We're gonna go mining, folks. So I think we should add that. Okay, that was my elk startling me. Alright. Jesus, elk. Just saw something move out of the corner of my eye and realized this is my elk sticking his face out through the fence. You know, if I was smart, I'd bring my elk over here with me to carry extra stuff back from the mine. But I'm not smart today. We're just going to go over and go. Oh, these white currants. I'll have to come back and grab those on the way back if I've got the inventory space. Exactly. Traditional fire charcoal makers used clay line for the best production. You're absolutely right. That is absolutely correct. And even back during this time, where they used the, you know, you bury it method, you know, they still buried it in basically mud. They would cover it over in like wet leaves, and then they would bury those wet leaves in mud. And then light it up. So, like, all right. Let's see here. How we doing in here? This is my offhand. Get this out. Here we go. Okay. That should be alright. Let me break that one out. There we go. Alright, let's go up here. Yeah, because this is where it shifts up on me here. Oh yeah, no, this game will lead you to research all kinds of things. Because, one, I'm impressed at how much they paid attention to, like, the realism of how things were done. Like, I'm impressed with that. That takes a lot of effort on the developer's part to make sure they stick to all of that. Alright, there we go. But then, you know, I love games with a good bit of realism to them. Like, I play Vintage Story, obviously. And then, of course, I play games like Unreal World, which, you know, is a very hard survival roguelike. They started coding in 1992. Is that... No, this is, Magnite. Yeah, Magnite. No, I don't have crystallized... I don't have lignite yet. Sorry, Keith. I know you're excited. But this is just Magnite. This is just iron ore. This is me iron mine. It's poor quality, too, so it's not, like, the best. I hear you, Drifter. Better stay over there on your side of the mine. Oh, you did not stay on your side of the mine. Bad, Drifter. Bad. Shoo. Get. Yeah. It's unfortunately poor quality, too, so it's not, like, great. Alright, where's that Drifter? I can hear him. Oh, he's down there. You throwing rocks at me, bro? Get. Come on. Come here. Where you at? There. Yeah, you're on a mission to gather and display every rare crystal. No, that's a great mission. That's part of the reason I built those display racks for my house. Display cases. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this. Okay, that was... Come on. Come on. We do that. All right. There we go. Cool. All right. That should be enough to get me part of the way down. That's good. That's a good mission, in my opinion, Keith. Because, I mean, there's so many cool, like, crystallized chunks of stuff in the game. You know, that's one of the things I do. Like, I always save my crystallized chunks just so that I can display them. Because they look so cool. Like, you know. Bloody Drifter. Get back. He snuck up on me. That Drifter. I'm not going to be able to stay down here at this rate. Alright, I'm going to mine out this last little layer here. And then we're going to have to leave because of the drifters being a real problem down here. I didn't bring any healing items with me, because, you know, that would have been smart. Especially since I know the drifters have been hanging out down here. Yeah, I can see one over there. That looks like a shiver in the distance. Yeah, that's a shiver. Alright. Yay. There's that shiver. Where you at? Yep, there you are. Yeah, you tried to get the jump on me. But it didn't work out for you, bud. Yeah, but you tried as well. Yep, nope. There we go. Alright. That everybody wanted to play? Let's see here. Not as much iron as I would have liked. Alright, let's go ahead and eat. Top off my health, or my food bar a little bit, and get the regen going. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and mine some of this out. Yeah, this is where I was mining kind of the outer edge of the iron. Alright, let's go back over... Go back over this way. And continue mining. As we seem to have convinced them to back off for a little bit. I don't know why I'm doing this the worst way. Alright. We'll see if we can't get a little bit more. Because I want that full set of iron chainmail, folks. And while I probably have the iron at home to do this, it would just be better with more. If your next world you're going to play with stability on, needing to make beams seems really cool. Yeah, so, again, since I'm doing this for my vanilla playthrough, I wanted to leave that kind of, like, true to, like, intention, you know? It definitely adds a sense of danger. Like, trust me, I have been hit with more cave-ins than I expected in this playthrough. And they're annoying, but, you know, it's just a bit of planning and you can deal with them. You know. The worst, though, is when I got buried and died and had to mine to go get my stuff back. Yeah, it's more gameplay. Exactly. Like, it's not the end of the world. It's just something you gotta adjust for. That's all. Alright, there we go. Yeah, we're actually pretty close to the end of this line, this vein here. I can hear another drifter. I hear you. Where are you at? Okay, you're down in this little hole. That's fine. Ow. Nope. Come here. Gotcha. I'm gonna have to get down there to get that, aren't I? There we go. Okay. Yeah, no, but it definitely adds a bit of playthrough. Now, I was actually considering, funny enough, a little extra game. I was actually considering playing with it turned off in my next world. Funny enough. I'm not having to deal with it for once. There we go. Let's see here. So we've got two full stacks and part of another. So I think we'll take our mined out gains here and head back to the house, since I did not bring enough medical supplies to deal with the drifters. Apparently. Oh, I forgot to remove my death marker where the wolf killed me. I don't need to confuse myself there. Ah, I just realized what it named that death marker was. Thalan McRom was wolf bait. It's amazing. Alright. Oh. Temporal activity's gone up on me. We're going to take this back to base here. I can get this out of my hand now. Save on my food bar a little bit. I like this mining bag, though. This is my first time ever making a mining bag as well. And then, let's see here. So we've gotten the iron I wanted. So I think we'll head back to base, drop this off. Maybe get a smelt going for the iron. Get some more blooms made. And then I kind of want to go hit the copper mine. Here's my chickens. I found your first... You found your first mining bag. Oh, I didn't know you could find them. Did you find it in, like, one of the caves down there? Actually, let me go put these andesite stones away first. We'll just throw the beams in there for now. I'll keep this on me for the time being. And let me get my rocks. Yeah, I've never found a mining bag. I have found a linen bag before. There you go. My fire bricks. Oop, I did not need a pan. There you go. Okay. I think I can get, what, 3 going? No, I might be able to do 4. Hold on. Yeah, I can do 4. I don't think I actually have the iron to run 4 smelts, but, you know, we got it. Alright, so let's go ahead and put this down. The linen and mining bags to be found as part of the forage urns. Okay. I didn't know it was the forage urns. It makes sense, though. There we go. Alright. Yeah, I'll just put these bricks down, like right here. There we go. Yeah. The most luck I've had with the urns, I think, was finding bronze tools. You know, it's been my thing here. That's what I've been finding. Go ahead and grab these nuggets. And you did want to ask, you have a sailing boat, right? No, I don't. You don't need to make the stone anchor yet. That's something they haven't added yet. It is in the list of things to add, though. Like, you could absolutely bake it. You can put it on the boat. It just doesn't do anything right now. But that, I think, is part of the next update that they plan. Is to bake it so it actually has a purpose. At least, I've heard that rumor floating around. Yeah, the recipe's been there for a while, and it's been mostly just decorative at this point. But, they do plan to add functionality to it. It's not there yet. So, like, I would like to see that functionality. There we go. We're gonna see if I actually have enough to do 4 full things here. Reminds me, raft watching a raft disappear in the horizon because you're too busy eating pineapples and coconuts. Oh yeah, that would suck. Yeah, I remember Raft. I love that game. It's a great game. Oh, have you seen The Last Caretaker demo that came out recently? It's actually just hit early access this week. Yeah, not quite enough. The Last Caretaker is kind of like a slightly modern version of Raft, by the way. And it's not enough. Goodness. I'm gonna have to take this thing apart. Dang it. Yeah. Oh well, I'll just leave it in place there. It is a Waterworld game, but instead of being set in, like, you're not a human, you're a robot that was left behind by humanity to kind of try and clean up the mess that has happened. And it's a little more modern than Raft. Like, you start off with, like, a diesel-powered boat, and you kind of have to get the boat back up and running and stuff. And that's part of the gameplay loop, is doing all that in, like, the first little area you start off in. I've got a video for it on my channel, by the way, in case you want to see the first area of the game. And I actually just picked up the early access to the game today, because I saw that it had come out, and I'm excited about it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And it's kind of got... It's not Factorio or anything like that, but it does have, like, you know, laying out cables and connecting different machines to each other using pipes and things, to kind of, like, power your boat, to generate, you know, charge for different things that need it, and to move fuel and stuff around like that. It's got that kind of stuff to it, which I find interesting personally. So, you know, I've been very much enjoying what I've seen of the game. And it's still in early access, so, like, they haven't even finished the story. But apparently there's going to be, like, you know, part of your task is to find a way to, like, restore humanity to the planet, basically. In some manner. Let's see here. What do I need? I have some protein, I have some grain, but I'm really low on vegetable. Let's see here. We'll start with... No, not that one. This one. No, you know, not really. Actually, yeah. Okay, we'll do this one. Make myself a vegetable stew. Do, like, 12 turnips. There we go. Then get some onions. Mix it up a little bit. And, oh, we'll just use this last stack of parsnips. That's perfect right there. Alright. There we go. Cool. Go. Yeah, 6 should be enough. Gotta balance out these food values, you know? I mean, you know, Keith, I haven't decided what I'm going to be streaming this week. Obviously, I'm going to be doing my standard vintage story most of the time on, like, Sunday and stuff. But I might stream it if people are interested. Some Last Caretaker. Just because, I mean, I want an excuse to play the game, so, you know. Oh, cat, you okay? My cat just, like, fell off my little side table. And then she chirped at me. What are you chirping at me about, cat? You're the one that fell off the side table. Alright. But yeah, no. A lot of good games coming out. Like, So one of the other genres I really like, and they finally released a game into early access / a demo during kind of all the demos that were coming out last few weeks, called Stellar Trader, because I love trading games. In addition to survival games, those are kind of my two genres: is survival and trading games and stuff like that. Although I also do some colony builders, so yeah, I have a weird variety of games I play. But that's another one that just came out that I've been watching, and I'm trying to make an excuse to buy into the early access for myself, in case people out there like trading games. There we go. Alright. Put that in there. Go ahead and fill up my bowl real quick. Top off my food bar a little bit. There we go. Oh yeah, no, she's always giving me side eyes about wanting to buy more games. I'm definitely not talking about you over there, wife. No. Ignore me. Yeah. Okay, good. She's not been paying attention to this conversation. Don't sell me out, chat.
You were sold out.
Oh no, she's read the chat. Early access is a slippery slope. There's definitely some early access games I've bought over the years that just never came to fruition. And then there's others that, even though they may never really finished getting out of early access, I still love them to death. Like Project Zomboid, for example. That game's been in early access since, what, 2009 or some nonsense? And they're still developing it, but I love it. You know, like, you could tell me it was finished and I'd believe you. Not, if I didn't know better. 7 Days to Die, another good example there, Keith. Like, I have that one, and I play it too sometimes, Also still technically in early access. Vintage Story, the game I'm playing right now, technically in early access. Not finished yet. But it also probably never will be finished if, just the way the devs talk. Not that that's their intention for it to never be finished. Yeah, I'm just gonna put my character to bed here. But, yeah, there's so many things with early access that, you're curious about. Then there's another game that's a colony management game that I love, called Stonehearth. It died in early access. And if you play the base version of the game, it's basically kind of unplayable because of how many bugs and stuff they just left in it during early access. But the community actually made their own patch for it, and in a sense made it a playable game, thanks to the community who's just like, nope, we will mod the game into a fixed state, basically. So, you're right. Early access is a huge mixed bag of things. But, sometimes you find a nice little treasure in there. Oh yeah, see, Keith, you know Stonehearth. I love that game. Oh goodness, I'm here with Bowtorn. Yeah, he almost got me. But, yeah. Like, I love the gameplay of Stonehearth. I love the concept. I'm just sad the developers ran out of funding or something. Whatever happened to it. There we go. Alright. Let's decide what project we want to hit next. I kind of want to go do some more mining. But I also kind of want to finish this road project a bit, because that'll make it easier to go do more mining. Because I've got iron, and it's smelting. So this is where my road's going to go through, folks. Oh, so my crops are grown. I actually have like 2 full crates of rocks that I need to get rid of. That's actually part of the reason I'm working on the road project. In case you're wondering there, Keith. That's part of the motivation for said road project. Actually, I'm gonna grab. Let's see here. Let me do this. I'm gonna take that one with me, throw that in there, and I'm gonna plant a flax. There you go. There. Beautiful. Okay. Gotta keep that crop rotation up. Yeah. So the road's just kind of like just a side project, just something to kill time, if I'm honest there, Keith. There we go. Alright, cool. Like, realistically, what I should be doing is working on finishing up the equipment I want for taking to the lazaret, because I actually have... I could just make some more healing items and finish my armor. I could be ready to go to the lazaret tonight, probably, actually. Instead of wasting my time mining. Actually, you know what? Just to stay true to the series, I will work on getting my stuff ready to go to the lazaret. That's what the series is supposed to be about anyways. So, unless people would rather see me dig a road out through a mountain. So, leave that up to you guys. Let's see here. Oh yeah, Iron Banded Oak Shield. Right, right. You're absolutely right, Keith. I almost forgot. Thank you. See, I almost forgot to make that. There we go. Yep, see? People are voting for adventure. Alright, adventure it is. Okay, so let me go get some oak wood, because I need some oak planks. I'll just grab 5. Oh, wait. How am I... So that one's fine. That one's still working. Okay, that one's done. Talking about oak reminded me to check my hides. I do know it's waiting for me in the desolation. I do know. I'm aware. I'm mildly nervous about what's waiting for me in the desolation. There we go. Put that down. Because while I'm aware of it, I am nervous about how prepared I am for it. I'm going to have to make a bunch more gear before I go to the desolation. Yeah, the shield is a difference. There we go. Put this back over here. Yeah. The shield is the difference between life and death by gravity. Yeah, I can believe it. Because I've seen the desolation fight. It's gonna be real rough. And I know it. Like, I made the mistake of not taking shield with me to the archives. So I'm not going to make that mistake again. So let's see here. What do I need? Let me grab my tongs and my hammer. And I'm going to put this arrow in here. And we do this here. Oak shield. So I just need the 2 pieces and that. Okay. Okay. Cool. Actually, wait. I was going to go back into that. Hold on. Reach. Alright. Nope. What's this one? This is the black bronze. I don't want black bronze. I don't want gold. Silver. I mean, it doesn't matter. Iron. There we go. So this is... How many iron ingots does it take? If you have ebony, that's even better, but that's 20k block. Yeah, no. 20k blocks to get ebony would, you know, be a bit far. Okay. Yeah. I guess we'll just have to figure out how many iron ingots it's going to take. Okay, put that over here. Put this in the offhand. Set this up. This. There you go. That. There you go. Alright, cool. Alright, let's grab a few pieces of charcoal. 4 ingots, that's what I thought. I'm glad I guessed correctly there. Alright. I'm wasting a little bit of charcoal doing this because I should only need 1 technically to heat all these blocks up, but I'm gonna use 2 just because I've got it to spare for the moment. But let's get this iron shield made, because I've never actually made a shield in Vintage Story, folks. For those of y'all just joining us. Weird question. Would it be faster to start from ingots or from a plate, Keith? What do you think? I've never made one. So. Cat, why are you sleeping on my laptop? My cat's insisting I'm sleeping on my work laptop, apparently. Alright. What else do I have? Oh, you never tried making... Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Tin, copper, lead, zinc, silver, bismuth, bronze. Yeah, okay. That's right, I do need to make another pulverizer cap, too. So I need 2 to make the pulverizer. Alright. There we go. Ingots are done. So we want to make... And we'll start with the hoop, just for fun. Oh my, this is going to be interesting. Okay. Alright. This is going to be a lot of hammering. I almost feel like this could be made out of 1 ingot. Oh man, you're going to make a meteoric iron lantern just to flex on all of us poor folks that don't have enough meteoric iron for that? No, Keith, what you need to do is you need to install the mod for meteoric steel, and then make a meteoric steel lantern to flex on all of us poor folks. There we go. There we go. Bring this one down. Alright. This isn't too bad. Yeah. So is it 1 ingot per piece? I thought you said it was 2 per piece. I might have misunderstood you there. I think I did. We do have that mod, and I'm not rich enough yet. Okay. Oh, you need... Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's expensive. Alright. I feel that. That's not cheap. Okay. You're likely to need more than 2. I don't remember exactly. Made the shield once, and then been using it since. So how's the durability on the shield? Is it, like, lasts a good long time? And can you repair the shield? Is it just, like, more wood to repair the shield? And is there a difference for, like, the leather-bound shield? Because, like, can't you make, like, a leather-bound shield? Because I feel like I saw something about a leather-bound shield somewhere. Alright. There we go. Now the rest of this, we should just be cutting it off, right? There we go. Yeah, I do know that different armor materials have different stats. That I do. Alright. Then we need to make... Not the hatch door. Where is it? There we go. Boss. Okay, so... Okay, no, it looks like this is just... Oh, I see the reason you might need... Okay, because that's going to be interesting. This is where I wish I had the mod that lets you flip ingots over. Because we're going to have to come... Yeah, this is going to be interesting. You want at least 1 iron tier for the pellet? Yeah. Okay, so that makes sense. Alright, but I can do this. I can do this here. Move that down, move these over. Alright, flip this around. Go. Move that down. Move that down. Over. Down. Over. Down. Move that over. Yeah, I've been trying to teach my son the smithing game in this. He struggles with it slightly. There we go. Alright, cool. Now the rest should just be snipping off the extra bits. Yeah, I'm not going to try it with anything less than iron chainmail and an iron shield for the guy at the Desolation. Like, I did bronze for the, right, a lot of my gear was still sort of Bronze Ages for the, what's his name? Good lord. For the archives. And I could have done better in that fight, especially now with some of the patches and things they've done where they fix some of the problems I was encountering. So let's go into here. That's the birch shield. Oak. And okay, yeah. But, you know, for the Desolation, no, I'm not going to anything less than iron. So leather reinforced wooden shield. So that's perfection, 100 block chance, passive 20%, durability. Okay, so let's go back. So let's go into, not aged, not birch, oak. It looks like the leather one might be better. Am I reading that right? Yeah, I'm going to check here. We're going to check. Alright, where's the leather? Come on. There you go. Leather reinforced. It has... Yeah, no, the leather one's better. It has 7 HP instead of 6. And 410 durability instead of... 375. With still the 100% and 20%. For the projectile protection. For the melee block, it's 90, 20, and 4.5. Alright, so let's go back and check the non-leather bound one. Birch. Oak. Yeah, so... Yeah, no, the leather bound one's better than the non-leather bound one. Okay, so... Let me check the ebony one, though. Let's check the ebony. For fun. Pine's terrible. Acacia, it's okay. That one's okay. Bald, nope. Larch, nope. Redwood, looks nice, but no. Ebony. Ebony's better than oak, but not by much. Purple is also slightly better than oak, but not by much. But no, it looks like this leather reinforced wooden shield's your best bet. Alright. Let me get my leather out. I don't have enough leather. Dang it. Dang it. Yeah, I'll quench my stuff here. Oh, have you seen the stuff that they've been posting to Twitch, by the way, for Vintage Story? The Vintage Story devs posted a short video of a forge with a bellows and then a picture of quality based on how well you temper items. So it's blowing up kind of on their little Yeah, did you just say no? Yeah, so it's kind of blowing up on Twitter a little bit of people going, wait a minute, are these... You don't want quality? Well, it's all based on, like, temperature, like, you know... And it tells you what temperature range you're shooting for when you're quenching the item. When you're... From the pictures they were showing. So... Yeah. You don't want quality, though? I can get that. It's not for everybody. I just find it interesting, because it's a real thing in blacksmithing. Like, how well you quench an item... It is a slippery slope. You're not wrong on that. Because then you'll get people gambling for see if they can make the best quality thing ever and stuff like that. Did I really use that much iron? I did. Well, I didn't. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to grab a little bit more charcoal. I'm going to grab these ingots. There we go. Hello, Helve Hammer. How we doing? Oh yeah, no, I got you. No, I understand, Keith. No, like, I'm following along. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Like, because yeah, it's a slippery slope. It causes item bloat. Because one, you'll keep making items to see if you can make a better quality item. You know, the whole thing. Like, I got you. These are ready. You know what I'm gonna have to do? I'm gonna have to put like a box up here now. Rather than that, can we have a steel crucible? Oh man, that would be amazing. Steel crucible. Sign me up. There we go. Okay, so these are still sort of hot. Making plates. But no, a steel crucible for making blisters, for making actual steel instead of using blister steel would be nice. And I can see that, like, down in the future, something that they do. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need another windmill out there, getting me a little more power and a little more speed here. Oh yeah, water wheel power bellows. Yes. Yes. Sign me up. Like, I can't wait to see what all they do in the future with some of the technology and stuff that they plan to add in the game, especially when we start getting to some of the more, like, later rust materials and stuff, mechanics that they could do. You could do all kinds of things with that. Come on, just a few more hits. One more. And you're going to be up another plate. There we go. Actually, we don't have to wait to put the other ingot on there, do we? No, we don't. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to do is throw these back in the fire and keep them warm. There we go. Yeah. I need to make a beehive kill at some point. Just say I've done it. Oh my god. Elk. Like, bro. Chill. Over there. Definitely need to increase the speed on this. Hypothermia? Yeah. I'm actually fine with it. As long as we have ways to manage it, just like we have ways to manage hypothermia. But then, again, I like realism in my survival games, so, like, you know, I'm more prone to being fine with a lot more problems than other people are in my games. There you go. Keep working. Come on, wind. Don't stop on me now. I'm already feeling that need for a water wheel. Well, see, like, a straw hat should be perfect for that. You know, because we can make a straw hat already in the game. It would make sense if the straw hat was, like, it gave you shade, helped you stay cooler, you know, maybe some light linen clothing, things like that. Lots of things you could do there. And then, you know, that whole... They have glacier ice, and there are mods that let you use ice to cool things off in the game. They could easily incorporate something like that in the game where you could make, like, a cool room with some ice blocks and stuff. Or snow. And you can even do that with a cellar. You know, that'd be cool to add. Not that without a properly made cellar, you can't already have ridiculously long shelf life on things. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I was going to add more shelves to my cellar. I keep getting squirreled, guys. Ooh, evaporation cooler? Yes. Those are actually really cool, evaporation coolers. There's some places where people still use them. Here in the South where I live. Not so much like for actual cooling of their houses or anything, but there's a couple of restaurants that use them for just the aesthetic in the area. But yeah, there's all kinds of cool things they could add to be totally in theme. Oh god, vanilla smokehouse would make perfect sense. Like, I love the fact that we can salt and cure meat. That's great. That's super cool. If you can find salt. That big old if you can find salt. Super cool. But smoking is absolutely also a thing. And if they even wanted to make it so that you had to sort of cure the meat before you smoke it, which is also a thing you had to do. A lot of people don't realize that. Before you smoke meat, you have to, like, coat it in something. And your options in the real world are generally either salt or sugar. They could let us grow, like, sugar beets or sugar cane or something to get sugar to use to coat our meat to salt it if they wanted to make it, you know, even more realistic. Or even just let us smoke it straight as. Either way. Or dehydrate it. Make jerky. That was literally people just quite literally hanging meat up over a very, very low fire or out in the sun. There you go. Turn that off. Cool. Go back down here. Close that so nobody wanders in on us. And let's see here. Is it still hot enough? Yes. Chain. Here we go. This is how you make chain the easy way, folks. You use your Helve Hammer to make a plate, and then you just knock out the chunks. Exactly. See, there's lots of options they could do to add even just more depth to the game and more things to do. There we go. More chain. Oh, yes. Yes. Like, sledge, handcart. Handcart would be cool. Because we can clearly make gears and wheels. So. Or you mean silage. Sorry. Don't mind me. Well, there's lots of things we could do in this game that would be super cool. Especially long term. To add to the realism, the immersion. Lots of fun things you could do. But you know what? I have faith that the devs will work on all that and get us there. Because, I mean, they've already done so much with the game. Yeah, I know. Like, there's so much we could do with Vintage Story. And if I got any mod makers out there, you know, here's the mods you can make, folks. They'd be popular. Right now, if they want to bulk up the story rather than the recipes, I get that. Yeah, no, totally. Because, I mean, the story's going to take a lot of work. There we go. How much do I need? That's not odd. What do I need to make the helmet? Helmet? Oh, perfect. I can actually make the helmet right now. There you go. Helmet. Boom. Done. Alright. I'm just going to put the rest in here. You can sit in here and cool off. There we go. Where's my extra bits? And I think I keep my extra armor and stuff in here. There we go. I mean, just... Look, clearly I quenched it. You just didn't see me quench it, right? That's clearly what happened there. Clearly, somehow, with my knitting, I also quenched that iron. It was totally fine, and not, you know, auto magic. Or maybe I just want to make sure it was really form-fitting on my head, so I just put it together at 1,000 degrees and then just molded it to my head as I knit, you know. Gotta make sure it fits right. Don't mind the burn marks and scars. Hair's overrated. We don't need hair. Oh, goodness. Oh, man. There's some things about this game that's just hilarious. Alright. Oh, goodness. Let me go and eat this pie real quick. There we go. Alright. So I think, let's see here, what time is it in the day? It's late afternoon in the game. Let's step outside for a second. And check all the stuff out here. Make sure all the crops are cropping. Yep, those are all good. Red currants are coming in, though. Let's grab these red currants. Alright. And I need to go get more... I just realized I need to do a clay run here soon. I didn't need the shovel. There we go. Put all that away for a second. Yeah, next up, once I get enough leather, is going to be making the pants I need for the chainmail, to finish up the chainmail, have the full set. Alright. Eat that real quick. There we go. Character's also nice and fed. Next project. Let's see here. Do I have any places with readings for halite that isn't that southern location? Bismuth. That's minuscule, but that's probably related to whatever reading I was getting over there. Sorry if y'all can hear the helicopter flying overhead in the background here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go do some prospecting, see if I can find a better source of halite nearby. got borax over there. I could go mine. All right. So I did find lignite over here, by the way. Or at least I found a reading for it. I haven't actually found it. But I also found like the highest cassiterite reading I think I found in like a playthrough. Well, it's very high, but it is lignite. Sorry, lignite. Which, if I remember correctly, let's see here. So lignite is. It helps if I spell it right. That's the brown coal. Never mind. Don't mind me. I got too excited about something that wasn't important. Because I wasn't paying attention. It's chromite that I was kind of excited about, though. There's chromite popping up over here, too. There's probably chromite up in this desert somewhere. Or up in this area somewhere. Yeah, you're right, Keith. Thank you for reminding me about that and dashing my hopes and dreams there. Don't worry, man. I promise I can read. And I know what things are. It's fine. Promise. I've played this game for hundreds of hours and not once encountered anthracite. Yeah, no. The only anthracite I've even seen in the game was at the Resonance Archives. Annoyingly. There was some in a chest there, and I think I saw one or two like little pockets of it in the walls to be mined, but you can't mine there because it's part of the archives. I was just like, why do you taunt me, game? Why? I mean, I'll show you the anthracite I have. Look at my vast wealth of anthracite of all 10 pieces that I've ever found in the game. And they will sit there, and I'll one day put them in a display case and treasure them because they're too valuable to burn. I'm just gonna sleep through the night. Because I kind of want to get my leather done so I can work on other things. All right. Yeah, I know, exactly. Like, oh man, really? Still like a day left on my leather? Annoying. Alright. Yeah, no, it is incredibly rare. Like, I've never even seen it pop up on anything. So, let's see here. I've got all my mining tools. I've got food. I don't need to take my extra iron with me. Alright, let's go poke around and see what we can find for a little bit. While we let the leather finish. And get over here to my sailboat. This is my pine forest that I'm slowly growing in time to have more wood. Oh my god. Yes, Elk, we have all heard you. Elk, you can just stay home for now. Because you make too much noise. I am going to take the elk with me when I go to the lazarette, though. I can think of words. It's fine. So, on that note, I actually did find a trader that sells potash. Right there. It's just across the way from me. So if you want, we'll go grab my gears and we will go visit Mr. Trader. Yeah, I actually found him when I was doing a bunch of trading to get the gears to buy my elk. I was going around with like stacks of bread and nails and things. I know it's a permanent upgrade. I've actually was planning on saving that for my Terra Petra because I've been working on making Terra Petra, and I have a little bit, tiny little bit. So I could go buy some potash to throw on my 2 pieces of Terra Petra that I have. So we'll go do that since I was going over there anyways to do some poking around. Yes, I hear you all, chickens. Cluck, cluck. One of these days I'll actually continue my chicken farming project. I have them. They're in there. I'm not going to worry about it. Alright, where was I going? Gears. No. Where are my gears? Are they? Yeah, they're up here. My 9 gears that I have. We will go buy some potash. Because you are right, it is a permanent upgrade. It's a very good permanent upgrade, too. So one of the mods I've started experimenting with in preparation... Oh, yeah, no. Potash does work with Terra Petra. That is one of the things that people talk about on the forums. The best way to make the most possibly fertile soil you can in-game right now is you make Terra Petra, and then you apply potash to it. It is apparently one of the ways to make the most possibly fertile soil you can make. So, that's one of the things I was saving up for. On purpose. Just for that entire reason. Where was I going? Right, oh, so one of the other mods I've been looking at playing with, especially because people want me to do a, after I finish this playthrough and start another, like, dedicated playthrough, I'm going to be doing a Frozen Earth playthrough, because that's what people have consistently said they want to see me try. Yeah, no, it's going to be ridiculous growth speed for Flex. But the mod I was looking at is one called Soil Additives. It basically lets you craft soils by combining different materials together, and you can craft your way up into Terra Petra, basically. Starting with like gravel. You can take and turn gravel into barren soil, and then you can turn that into like low fertility, and then you can turn it into medium fertility, and then high fertility, and then Terra Petra if you want. It's not cheap. Like, you have to add a bunch of like different ingredients at different times. And it's very varied ingredients. But it's one of the things I've been looking at for when I do my Frozen Earth run that people are wanting to see. Yeah, I know. So we'll go buy some potash and do this. Yeah, that's part of the reason I'm looking at that mod, is because if I'm going to do a Frozen Earth mod, I'm going to turn on underground farming, and then I want soil additives to make it so that I can do that. Alright, where's this trader? Where's going to be my best parking spot? Yeah, like, just because being unable to farm in an eternal winter would make it really hard to play a long-term game. So that's one of the things I would definitely do. And then the other thing I was considering is basically adding some other things to the game, like some of the fantasy creatures, just like goblins kind of a thing, to have some other kind of just threats in the world that aren't just like drifters and stuff. You know, just things like that, just to make it more interesting. And of course, adding more like cold-tolerant creatures that would be around in the Frozen Earth playthrough and stuff like that. These are all things I'm considering for the future. All right. Ah, yeah, I've heard... That makes sense. That explains it why during winter I basically had like 0 drifters. So that actually makes a lot of sense. We're going to park down here at this borax. But I'm also considering doing that for like a lot of my future playthroughs anyways, just because I would like more variety in the things I have to deal with or interact with. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the rust creatures. They're super interesting because I like the lore behind them. But at the same time, oh god, that's a bear. And it is chasing my boat. Well, I was going to pull off there. That bear wanted me. Been a lot of bears in this stream today. Oh yeah, the elephant. Yes, I definitely want mammoths. I can only imagine that they're super tough. All right. So here's the borax. So we'll park right here. There we go. Hop out. Good. The bear did not follow me over here. I'd have been scared if the bear followed me all the way over here. Alright. Got my gears on me. I forgot how laid out this coast was. This coast is kind of a strange layout. Alright. Let's see here. What do we have here? Alright, this is a claystone region I found. Let's see here. Fox. Lovely rust portal there. Medium activity today. I'm gonna grab some of these berries. Just as a snack. Yeah, that was a fox over there. I thought I was being tracked by another animal. Let's see here, map-wise. Yeah, he's right there. What are these? Spelt. Okay. And there's our trader. This one was interesting, because the way it spawned, the bushes made it nearly impossible to get into this guy's house. If I remember correctly. We had to, like, hop through the bushes on, like, a specific side. Like, yeah, you see, this tree's here, and this bush is here, so you, like, can't really hop in there from this side. You have to go all the way around over here. And you can't break the branches because of the claim thing. So you have to, like, hop over to here, onto, like, this bush, and then you can get in here. Yeah, it was crazy. Alright. How you doing, man? You got your potash today? You got halite. Let me see here. Come on. Quit wandering off. Ah, he's out of potash. Dang it. He's got fire clay, though. Grumble, grumble. Alright, well. He cycled goods on me. Well, but we got some turnips. I'll take these turnips with me. I'm stealing your turnips. Except for not having potash. Let's swim across the lake here. Yeah, potash is apparently supposed to be fairly rare too, right? Oh, good. We got some more flax. I will take flax. Come here, flax. Good flax. Yeah, because raw potash only spawns inside halite towers. Yeah. With halite itself already being kind of a rare thing to find anyways. Alright, let's do a little prospecting. See what we can find over here. Yeah, like, I know one of the tactics that they used to do, or what used to be talked about, I don't know if it actually works anymore, is when you're looking for your halite towers, or you could do node searches to find the potash, if it had potash in it. So we've got some quartz here, so I'm not sure we're going to find anything of value here. So let's do this. There's one. Alright. Come on. Need one more. Alright, so we're going to go down here. I should have brought a shovel. There we go. Alright, so we've got ultra high sulfurite, 4 pentalite. What is that? Hold on. Oh, that's nickel. Okay. What do we have here? Borax. We have more borax here. I searched so long for, like, limestone to find a limestone biome, and now I'm surrounded by borax. Alright, Keith. You have a good one. Ah, yes. Prepare lunch and do grading. I understand. A teacher life. Yeah, I shouldn't stay up too much later myself, because, you know, we're going to take the kiddo to a little science fair thing they've got going on here in town in the morning. Assuming we can convince him to leave the house. He's become weirdly a homebody recently. It's probably my fault for being a homebody. But, you know, trying to encourage him to go out more. Oh, got some blue clay. I'm going to do a little more prospecting just to look around here. Clay. But thanks for hanging out, Keith. You have a great one, man. And enjoy your weekend as well. That's like the most blue clay I've seen in only one spot. It's on both sides of the river here. Alright. Okay, what do we have down here? Oh, I think I see some borax down there. Let me get some more dirt. I don't have rocks on me. Okay, come here, grass and dirt. So I'm going to go grab that borax down there. There we go. So I get for not bringing my ladders with me. See if this is enough. So we're going to have to nerd pull our way out of that cave. There we go. Alright. Okay. That's a lot of drifters down there. Never mind. They can have that cave for now. So we'll take a sample over here. Do that one. Do this one. And then do like this one. That should give us a nice little nearby triangle. And we've got sulfurite, bismuth, pentallite, borax again, alum. Okay. Nothing of great interest. I'd love to see some like halite or something. Alright. The joy of exploring. I love exploring this game. I can spend a ton of time exploring, folks. I am watching chat. I know Keith is kind of gone for the evening, folks. But everyone else, feel free to keep chatting. You know, love having people to talk to. Oh, we got a deer. Look at that deer. Ooh. Is this more flax? Hey, it's not ready, though. That flax is not yet ready for harvest. I can still break it anyways if I wanted seeds, but I got seeds aplenty. Mostly harvesting it these days just to get a little extra inflow of the flax fibers. Alright. More deer. Let's see what we've got over here. I believe Keith was telling me that these dirt mounds right here are worth checking. Because they can apparently have interesting stones under them. I don't really want to fight that portal right there. Man, what is up? Oh, no wonder there's so many portals. We've hit an apocalyptic level of portals forming around us. That's why we're surrounded by portals right now, and they're just opening up all over the place. Alright. We may have to make a run for home at this rate. Oh, we got onions. Yeah. Don't see it reach apocalyptic levels of rift activity very often. Let's see here. Got some more flax growing here. That's the pine forest. Let's see here. What is this? Well, I do need actually flint. Just realized I lost a lot of my flint the other day. Got claystone, gravel. No, sand, sorry. Let's do a little prospecting over here real quick. Alright. There's one. Let's go over here and we'll do this one. And we need one more. Will that one be far enough? I don't know, this one might be not. No, it's not far enough. Yeah, let's go down maybe? Nope, still not far enough. What about that guy? Oh, come on. Come on. There we go. Still similar stuff. I'm not seeing anything new or interesting. Alright. Well, as high as the rift activity is getting around here, don't know how much longer I can really risk staying in this area. Not that leaving's going to reduce the rift activity. I think that's kind of like a global thing. Alright. Oh, we got some more flax though. We'll take that with us. Getting really good at spotting like the mature crops versus the not mature crops. Alright. Take that flint with me. Alright. So here we are back at the coast. That was a big looking fish. Did I just caught out of the corner of my eye? So the ocean actually has different varieties of fish than you see in the freshwater. Let's see what kind of fish that is. What kind of fish are you? Come here. Come here, fish. Fishy fish. What are you? This is a barracuda. There you go. I think that was the first barracuda I've seen in game. Since they did the the mod update that, or not the mod, the base game update that added, like, I think, something like 30 species of fish to the ocean or something like that. It's some, I don't remember, it may be less than that, maybe like 15, but still a lot more than they had. They had like 1 species of fish. Now we're up to like double digits, and I don't remember if it's like in the teens, the 20s, or the 30s now. I'd have to check. Alright. More flint. So you need a lot of flint in this game. If you're wondering why I'm picking up flint, it's because you need it to make fire clay. And because they've changed how fire clay spawns in the world, while you can still find fire clay in the world, you have to find it generally under black coal deposits. So unless you happen to be finding a lot of black coal deposits, you're unlikely to find, you know, fire clay just laying around. So you kind of have to usually make it yourself using calcified flint. Oh, we got some feathers and some poultry meat. Alright. To get the boat, just speed this over this way. Are we still at apocalyptic levels? Yep, we still are. There's still going to be, like, lots of portals opening up. So now we just have to keep working our way around this way to get to the boat. There it is, we can see it over there. Yes, he just portals everywhere. You know, actually, I have not taken a reading over here. I know there's borax over here, but I haven't taken a reading to see what's actually over here. Let's do that real quick, folks. We'll do, like, 1 here. Alright, and we'll do... really put that reading in a bad spot. 1 there. And let's see if this one's far enough. Okay, Sulfurite, Native Copper, Pentalite, Bismuthite, and we got a Halite reading. Hello. This is going to be into the ocean, isn't it? Alright, we're going to go down the coast for a second. And see what happens with our Halite readings. We're going to go to, like, this cave over here. Just so people know, if you're not used to how you do prospecting in Vintage Story, you kind of want to go at a minimum 32 squares from where you did your last prospecting. That's a raccoon, okay. And then, you know, a good average can also be like going, say, you know, I didn't mean to fall down in here, but going, say, like 200 squares, you can also do and get a good grid that way. Alright. So minuscule, so halite goes down in this direction. Okay. Alright. Maybe if we go the other direction, because halite I'd very much like to find. So let's see here. So we got a reading here at 2.96%. And basically less than a percent, or less than even a tenth of a percent over here. Cat, why are you killing my mouse? Cat just killed my works machine's mouse. So let's head over here along this coast and see what we find. Really quick, because I need halite. I did not mean to pick up that borax. Stay. There we go. Alright, so we're going to go this way just a little bit. But I'm probably not going to be on for too much longer, folks, because, you know, I do want to get up and take my kid to a science kind of community fair thing that they're doing where all the colleges in town have, like, science displays of different things that you can get involved in, like robotics and stuff. You know, and he's very interested in that kind of thing. Oh, there's some grains over there we could go get. But we're going to come over here and take a quick reading and see what the halite looks like in this direction. Alright, we're just going to park the boat like right over here and not in front of the portal. There we go. Gonna take these turnips with me. Good, I can. Alright. That should be a good enough space to do halite reading. Or check the halite levels over here. You're not going to find halite in andesite like this, but you can still check your prospecting. So we're going to do that one up there. Do this one down here, I think. Should work. Nope, not quite. What about this one? Yep, alright. It has to be at least 3 blocks away from your previous reading that you took. Nope. So that tells me that it's gonna be like over here somewhere, probably out in the ocean. Yeah. There. Why is all my halite readings like underwater? Oh goodness, this game does not want me having halite apparently. Is there any more flint just laying around here in easy access? Alright, let's head back. And we'll go into... Sorry, what? There we go. F5. What is it? It's Z, isn't it? No, it's plus or minus. Minus? Oh. There we go. That's the key to zoom out. Get a better view of the ship as we sail around here. But we're going to get back to base, and we're going to call it there. But I do want to thank everybody for joining me in this stream tonight. It's been a lot of fun. I enjoy having you all around. I enjoy talking to you all about Vintage Story. And I do have a Discord for people who want to come and hang out with my community. There's free level, and there's a Patreon level. So, if people are interested. Probably going to be considering doing a multiplayer Vintage Story soon. Especially if I get enough Patreons that are interested. But outside of that, I just appreciate everybody coming by and hanging out, watching my videos. Alright. Almost back to base, though. Alright. Let's get past these islands here. Some crops growing on that island. And a whole bunch of quartz there, too. That's a ton of quartz over there. That might be worth looking at. See if there's any gold or silver in that quartz. Accidentally opened a wooden chest there as I was eating my piece of red meat pie for my character's, like, you know, lunch break. But hopefully when we get back, our leather will be finished, or at least close to finished. Or maybe I can make that leather-bound oak shield we were talking about. Alright. Fastenar. What kind of merchant is that again? I forgot. That is our furniture trader over there. Who I sell nails to. But I'm looking to make a few gears, you know. But we're on our way back from doing a little bit of prospecting and seeing if we could buy some potash. Unfortunately, our potash trader had changed inventory on us. Didn't have any potash for sale this time. Sadly. When we get back to base here, we're going to try and make our leather-bound shield, assuming my leather has finished. If I have enough leather, I might even make the pants to make my chainmail. So I can finish my chainmail set. I really need to prospect over here a bit more, see if there's anything worth checking around over here in this little area. I don't think there is, though. Alright, there we go. And that's a trader who I park my boat next to currently, but after discussions with chat, we're going to cut a mountain pass through those mountains over there and build a proper dock. So that's the plan. There we go. Alright, cool. And we're home. There we go. Just about. Assuming I can survive this. It's down to medium instead of apocalyptic on the rift activity. So there we go. Yeah, well, that drifter is apparently following me. Definitely heard a boat one behind me somewhere. A lot of activity today. Oh, I almost ran into that portal. Good lord. Hard to see these portals at night. Alright. Almost home. See our nice big windmills. Our house glowing with the lamp turned, or the light sources I've got spread around it. Alright. We'll go put away our goods that we brought back with us from our little bit of scouting around. Nope. I see you all. Y'all are trying to ambush me at the house here. Ha! I can stay outside. Alright, let's see here. Do I have any space here for turnips? I do. So turnips can go in there. My poultry can go in here. Oh no, my bushmeat's going bad. Gotta save my bushmeat. Nope, that's not what I wanted. That way. I wanted this. And I wanted that. And then we're going to grab some twine. There we go. And then what else do I need? What else do I need? The whole reason I was saving this bushmeat is to make this recurve. Okay, I have the bones and I have enough leather for that. So let's get 1, 2, 3, 4 bones. And then the leather. Alright. Gotta use my bushmeat before it spoils here, folks. Nope. There we go. Alright. So make sure we got this right here. So that. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1 and 3. Recurve. There we go. And just repeat the process again. There we go. That's the whole reason I even saved this bushmeat. There we go. Beautiful. 2 brand new recurves. So that I can, to make up for the one I lost. This is rye, so that's going to go, or flax. Let's go in here. There we go. There we go. Alright, let's go find a place for these recurves. I think I'll just make a new tool rack for them. There we go. They can go up here. 1 recurve. And 2. There we go. Beautiful. Alright. Put this stuff away now. Twine and flax go in here. Put my gears over here where I keep my money. There we go. And we're going to check the leather, which is done indeed. Beautiful. Alright, so let's see here. If we want to make the Not the leg armor. Not the brig. Because I think we need the jerkin. No. Yes, we need the jerkin for making the chain. So we need 3. There we go. There's the jerkin. Beautiful. And then to make this banded shield, so we need 1, 2, 3, 4. We need the iron. And then we're going to take the oak. There we go. And that'll get us the leather reinforced wooden shield. Finally done. Alright. So now we want to make the leather chainmail. Or the iron chainmail. We just need 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 more pieces of chain. And I'll have the chainmail finished. And that's where we're going to end this episode, folks. I want to thank you all for joining me. We've made some progress. We got the Helve Hammer working. That'll make processing iron easier. That'll make making this chainmail easier. And in general, that's going to make going to the lacerate easier. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for joining. It's been Thalan McRom streaming my vanilla playthrough of Vintage Story. And we'll catch you in the next episode. Be it an episode or a live stream, whichever. Thank you all for being here. We'll catch you later.